A man who sued his parents for getting rid of his pornography collection has won his lawsuit in Western Michigan and can seek compensation. Judge Paul Maloney ruled in favor of David. It's Werking, Werking. I don't think this guy's working anywhere. Who said his parents had no right to throw away his collection. He lived at their home after 10 months after his divorce. Werking said boxes and films and magazines worth an estimated $25,000 were missing, including Frisky Business and Big Bad Grannies. Later on, I found that his parents said they were doing him a favor by throwing it away. He took him to court, sued him for what I saw was $86,000. I don't know if he got the full settlement, but Jesus, man, how the hell do you, as a 43-year-old man you probably stopped collecting porn, my guess is years ago. How could you value this at $29,000? I know Big Bad Grannies probably still has like a ticket value of $30 or $40, but Jesus Christ, $29K, you could stack it to the roof with fucking magazines and toys and God knows what.
Well, I think, and I'm not 100% positive on this, I don't know the ins and outs, but I think that porn VHSs trade much like baseball cards. So you can have them like Beckett rated. It could be a rookie Jenna Jameson. You know what I mean? A rare Ron Jeremy. Things like that. And I think that really boosts the value. At least that's how I would pitch it to someone who I'm trying to say my porn stash was $29,000 worth. That's what I would do.
A rookie Jenna Jameson,
yeah,
or a rare Ron Jeremy. Jesus, good God.
Hey, I feel like his logic is rather sound because, I couldn't sit here and say that a basketball shoe is worth $5,000, but, there's a whole market for that. And, if they still have the sleeves, because that's something that you don't get anymore because of digital porn. Again, the guy is in that sweet spot of the bygone era where you had to have, hard encased pornography. It had to be in magazine form. It had to be in VHS form. He's probably not dabbling in DVDs. I do feel like a guy like this is probably basing his number on how much he spent to collect all of this nonsense, which obviously in any courtroom that Judge Judy's in charge of, you'll know, is not necessarily how value works. I would like to see how this pans out. Maybe this is maybe our legal expert can come on and explain to us the value of pornography. But the thing that freaks me out about stories like this is just knowing my own family life. The fact that he just willingly left the porn out. Like, I just don't get people like that. I remember having my porn, and I kept it in a lockbox that you could probably drop to the bottom of the ocean at a moment's notice if you had to. I always feared, one of my many irrational fears, that I would be maimed in a car accident, and my parents would be like, well, I guess we got to clean his room up for the wheelchair. And they'd be going through my stuff, and they'd find some of the most dirty filth ever put to fucking celluloid.
God, that's one of my many irrational fears.
I kind of thought the story was going to you getting in a car crash and dying and them clearing out your shit, but instead it went to a wheelchair, and I don't know why that made that funnier, but it did, and I appreciate that.
Okay, so here's good. Al,
if you value your stash at $29,000, I have a feeling it's not easy to hide. Is what I'm going to say.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? It's probably robust. It might have its own room. Yeah. So, it's craziness because in the digital age, why couldn't you just put them all onto digital? You can get VHSs turned into fucking digital copies nowadays for an exorbitant fee, I think. So why wouldn't you just do that?
Yeah, and obviously,
but it goes back to
if you're trying to if you're trying to maintain the pristineness of something like Frisky Business or Big Bad Grannies, you ought to consider the transfer value of MP4 versus analog.
Also, and I can pose this to you too. Much like art has eras, I believe pornography does. So what if he's got large collections of 70s Bush? '80s really flashy cocaine fueled pornography. Those collections together, much like impressionists or abstract art, could fetch you a pretty penny.
In the attic of my mother's house, and she's going to kill me for saying this. I know this for a fact. And we've talked about getting this converted. We have we have two 8mm reels. One, do you guys know who Linda Lovelace is?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't.
She was the star of the highest grossing pornography of all time, Deep Throat. There's two 8mm reels. One is of her getting fisted, and the other is her getting fucked by a dog. And they're at my mom's house. I don't know what those are valued at, but maybe.
Okay, that's some high dollar. No, that's some high dollar shit
money.
Right there. Yeah. Now, if he had that, he doesn't seem like the type of guy who was just holding on to that for a collector's item. It seems to me that this guy was so attached to his porn that he was probably viewing it fairly regularly, which is probably why they got rid of it in the first place. We know you went through a divorce, Johnny, but it's time to get out into the world and maybe give the VCR and your fist a rest.
His
they were
dad
probably like tough love for getting rid of this shit.
His dad kind of said that. He said, "I was doing you a favor. That's why I chucked it away. I was saving you from yourself." And now his parents owe him, as if they didn't pay tenfold to raise the fucking person. And Murr, you know this. You've talked about it about child's doing nothing around this place.
Yeah, and I own your ass, and you're in my, and in their case, you're in our house, and we don't want $30,000 worth of porn in here, so it's got to go, or you got to go, and so they got rid of it. Now, the question is, did they just give it away? Does it say whether they gave it away? I mean, I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they didn't go and detail it and label it and throw it on eBay.
Where does one safely donate pornography? Like, where's we'll redistribute this. Bring it to us. You know what I mean? Where's the pornography Salvation Army is really what I'm asking, or the Goodwill?
I think this is a business opportunity.
Where's the resale pornography market is really what I'm getting at.
The Goodwill.
Okay. That is a fair point.
You guys, it's $29,000 worth of porn. Can you give me the tax certificate? Thank you. Let me write this off. This is my donation this year. Thanks, guys. I'll be back next year.
They get audited by the IRS. Like, wait, what the fuck?
It's a fucking rookie Jenna Jameson. Goddammit.
Okay, let's do the cascade
That's
here.
authentic.
We'll start with you, Alan, since you're the youngest. Did you? How much did you hard copy porn? Did you ever own?
Not a ton. I mean, I had magazines. That was the easiest. And then I had maybe a handful. I mean, I would say maybe 10 VHSs, and that was over this teenage year. I kind of rotated some in and out. You know what I'm saying? That was about it. There was Latin mothers don't have boundaries. We just put it.
Was that the name of your favorite porn?
No, absolutely not. So you had to keep it very hush hush.